Let's go to Carolina. We could start a new life. You're already my best friend, but don't you be my new wife.
All right, welcome back. We have Lauren Clemency with Lowcountry Creamery here today with us, and we're going to talk about what her role is at the dairy.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
Lauren. Great to have you here.
So I run our production side of the farm-to-table dairy that we have. So my day consists of getting milk from the dairy, processing it, bottling it, putting it in the cooler, and then once a week I do deliveries, and I also help run our social media and stuff like that.
Awesome. So what made you decide to take a job at the dairy, and how did you become interested and involved in that?
Life-changing milk. I was in school, in college. We were on a trip. We stopped to take this tour of a farm and this little processing plant in this little rundown gas station kitchen, and they gave us samples, and it was the best milk I'd ever had in my life. It was incredible, and I was like, I could get behind this. I could move hundreds of miles from family and friends to have access to this milk. So I did, and 7 years later we've got our own building now and that kind of stuff. So we're really growing, and it's been an incredible journey.
That's awesome, and I would concur. It is amazing milk, and until you try certain products, it's like you really don't understand the difference in the taste so many times.
Yeah, and that's because we take it very seriously. We have a very specific breed of cow. We use Jerseys. They have a higher butter fat content, and we leave it all in there. So it's a little more whole than the whole you'll find at the store, as well as our process to pasteurize. We slow heat it, and that actually kind of caramelizes the proteins in the milk and gives it a little bit of a sweeter, smoother taste.
Yeah, especially that chocolate milk. It is unbelievable.
Yes, we do have a whole chocolate milk, unlike at the stores where you'll find non-fat or low-fat.
Yeah, it's full of flavor, that's for sure. So how many cows are in the herd?
We usually are trying to milk about 175 at a time, which puts about 300 cows on the farm at any given time.
Wow, okay. It's a lot of responsibility. So tell us about the products that y'all make and what makes them unique.
So
you've already told us some of that.
Like I said, we do have the whole milk and the whole chocolate. We also make creme fraiche, which is just this cultured cream, and the way I describe it, it's in between cream cheese and sour cream. You can use it for either. It's great. We also make Greek yogurt and Swiss yogurt. We are the only yogurt makers in the state, as well as our non-fat buttermilk.
Awesome. All right, and where can people find them typically? Is there any special places they should be looking for?
Right now we're mostly just in coffee shops and restaurants, but we have a few places that sell retail. I believe the Daily is one, the Veggie Bin in Charleston, and Coastal Coffee Roasters in Somerville.
So Lauren, do y'all do any bakeries around town?
We have a couple that do buy. They don't use it as their primary, but our milk is good for that because you can, it will separate. We non-homogenize, and so it puts all that butter on top of the milk, and if you want to take that off the top, it's really good to bake with.
Oh, wow. What would you say are the benefits of your farming practices? And if you'll just tell us about the benefits of your farming practices.
So the reason that my business partners started up the creamery is because our farm is quite small compared to what you need to have these days to sustain a dairy. It's a very expensive business. Your cows don't start making you any money until they're at least 2 years old. So we needed a way to help boost that and to keep the dairy going, and in order to do that, we knew we could make really good milk and really good products from that milk. And so that's what we did.
Okay. So they typically start milking around what age?
2.
2. Okay.
So a heifer is a cow that's never given birth. We usually try to aim for them to have their first baby by 2 years old, and then they'll have one baby a year after that so that they can keep producing milk. But they get 3 months off a year, which is a pretty sweet gig for them. I don't get that, so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right. And do they reach a certain age before they kind of max out on milking?
So there's not really an age limit. As long as they're still getting pregnant and having babies, they are on the farm for life.
And they'll keep producing.
Yes.
Okay, terrific. All right, what do you see as the challenges in the dairy industry going forward?
It's a dying industry. Like I said, there's just not too many around, especially on the East Coast. Land is a problem. How expensive it is to raise cattle is a problem, especially dairy cattle, because they don't make you money as quickly. And the price of milk is not controlled by the farmers in any way. It's controlled by co-ops in the industry and whatnot. So that can be tricky.
Mm-hmm. All right, and where are you located in the Lowcountry?
We are in Bowman, South Carolina.
Okay, and what's the best way that customers can support the dairy?
You can check our website. We usually try to keep up with who's using our products in Charleston and Columbia, as well as keeping an eye out for the agritourism that we're going to be building up in the next few years. We want people to come see the farm and see the cows.
I'd like to thank Lauren for being with us today, and the way to keep up with Lowcountry Creamery is through their social media platform, just Lowcountry Creamery on Facebook or lowcountrycreamery.com. They'll post updates about their future plans for agritourism and how and when you can visit their farm.
Carolina, Carolina, Carolina.